Sounds too fucking big. Hi, so what do you want, Angel? Well, Xena, once again, me and you have been, once again, folks have always been wondering who was the greater follower of the 401 bonds of good, who worked for the greater good. Well, that's kind of hard to say, Angel, because at the end of the day, both of us fought for the greater good. All right, we may have not called it the greater good, but that's what I fought for in my show that ran from between 95 YL till 2001 YL, which went on to be on sundriest folk works, including WB and WGN and UPN and USA and sci-fi and space and oxygen and Lago and heroes and icons and E-Ray. Well, I didn't call it fighting for the greater good. On my show, it was called Helping the Helpless. And that's what I did on my show from between 199 YL till 2004 YL. And yes, my show was on WB, it was on PAX and TNT, and that was it. Because I don't really think my show got picked up by any other folk work after that. I mean, yeah, I had streaming deals like on Netflix until that ended. Yeah, I'm still on Hulu, but that's about it. So that was it. Because I was never on Plex, never on Pluto. I was never on Tubi or any other ones. Well, you're bringing that up, Angel, because I did have a deal with Netflix, which until they lost it. I had a deal with Hulu until they lost it. I still got a deal with Amazon. I had a deal with Tubi until that ended. A deal with Roku until that ended. And a deal with Comcast, which they owned me until they chose not to have me on there anymore. And I was on, NBC.com and sci-fi.com until they took that off. And then they only run my show like, once a year on sci-fi again. And that's it. Well, you're right about that. But then but Xena, when you stop to think of it, a lot of folks, should say that we have a lot in common, a lot the same between us. Yes, we both happen to be, we both started out being followers of the 401 bonds of good, and then became followers of the 401 bonds of good. I was a former warlord, fear striker, slayer, outlaw, sea thief before I became good. And you were manlike at one time. You were what? Lim Orion, until you died and the fiend took over your body. And from 1753 YL to 1888 YL, when you got your soul back, and then you shifted your name over to Angel, since the Angel was good, and you were hoping to atone for everything you did wrong as a man and everything the fiend did. Yeah, and as you can tell, Xena, I'm still doing all of that. I started out on Buffy the Bloodsucker Slayer, which ran from between 97 YL to 2003 YL, and that was on WB, and that was on WB, and then it was on PAX, and it was on UPN and FX, and then it was on Oxygen and Lago and Chiller, and then it was on HD, and then it was on Pop, and then it was on Comet, and then Pluto, and then for some time even Roku had to deal with it at one time. Yeah, you're right about that. I started out on Hercules the Saga Walks, which ran from between 95 YL to between 99 YL, which was only on WB, WGN, UPN, USA, and Sci-Fi, and Heroes and Icon, and that was it. and it did have a streaming deal on Netflix, but that was far as the streaming deals it went. And it was on Tubi at one time later on, and that's it. And it's still on Amazon or Strong Women. Well, Xena, we do have a lot. It's the same between both of us, but there are some things that are unlike. Yeah, I know, because you're a bloodsucker for soul, and I'm a man, and I'm woman-like. I'm a living being, a woman-like being. So yeah, that's a big unlikeness. And you being a man and me being a woman, yeah. But you always know how so many folks in the Hercules and Xena followership and the Buffy and Angel followership always keep on wanting to say, oh, Xena, you got a lot of things the same with Buffy Summers. But the truth is, Buffy has more things that are the same with Heracles than she does me. And that's right, Xena. I mean, I got more things that are saying between you, Xena. So, that's really all I just, truly wanted to talk about. Well, then at the end of the day, Angel, you're right. I mean, think about it. I mean, my first doll I got came from Ames. And I got dolls from Ames and dolls from Game Again and dolls from Amazon, Yeah, and all the Buffy dolls and my dolls mostly came from Amazon. Well, okay, there were some of them that came from the American Thrift Center, Vinland Thrift Mill, but most of them came from Games Again, too, And some of them mostly came from Amazon, right? Yeah. Shit, stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. My dolls don't want to stand up. I don't get it. Why dolls cannot stand up? Well, all right, Xena says. So that's the end of it. If you like our film, then follow us over here at Xena Melinda Pappas. And don't forget, to hit that like, playlist and share, hit that ringer when you're following us so let you know when the next upload, live stream, or short comes your way. No podcast, because we don't have the feeds that one has to have to do podcasts. So no podcasts. It's only uploads, live streams, and shorts. I, Xena, I, Angel, and we'll see you sometime this week.